Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Joe Martin Show. Today I'm here with Saha, right? That's correct? Make sure you're pronouncing your name right. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Oh, I'm Richard.
I'm Martin.
I'm Louis.
Oh, yeah, I play drums.
Oh, I play guitar and sing.
I play guitar and sing and drums.
And we have another member, John, who could
John.
not be with us today, who plays bass.
He's alive. Though.
He's alive. He's real. He's a real
As
person.
far as we know.
So how did you guys start the band? Like, how did all of this get together?
Ooh.
So, okay, this is a long story, I
Go
guess.
for it, right?
Because me and Martin, we've known each other for 11 years already, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we started playing guitar, both of us, we were always like, hey, man, let's start a band. Let's start a band. We got to be in a band.
Yeah.
And we kept making different bands with like different people.
It's
Do you still remember some of the names of those bands?
we had the one that we first ever had a show with. Because we would have like little bands. Like our first ever was Evacuate Mars. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was 8th grade. We thought we were gonna be big shit, and like, but the first band we ever played with was Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
And it was a different drummer and a different bass player, but it was always us. Yeah.
Did they have different genres or was it all the same
I mean, it was a cover band.
It was more
back then.
covers.
cover bands? Like what do you guys focus on?
We did more like everything because we were like really into blues and we were like into, I guess, like rock and roll. Like,
Yeah.
and we played some Beatles and stuff.
We would pretty much just like, everybody would choose a song, and then we would like, to keep everybody happy, and like we would practice every song.
Yeah.
And we would do every song.
Yeah, everybody had their own choice. But yeah, that was the first band we had a show with.
It was funny because I don't know if you know, it's like it was a little place called Mario's Supermarket. It's like the most tiny place, and they were having a UFC fight, and they wanted like a band to play. And so
Obviously, why not?
and we got interviewed by this guy onto like a radio station, but it was all Spanish.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what the hell was going on. And he made us sing Have You Ever Seen the Rain? You remember that, bro? And we were just there like...
You had no idea what that song was? Or
I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know it?
CCR.
Yes,
Yeah, we sung that.
And what happened afterwards, like with the other bands?
Okay, well, with Richard, it's because we met Johnny. We met Richard through Johnny, and the way we met Johnny was in high school, like freshman year.
It was super sporadic because we met John freshman year. We never made a band with him until like senior year.
Yeah.
And then like just this year we met Richard.
Yeah.
So what was like your story on meeting them?
no, I mean, I just make music, and then I met John, fellow musician. We jammed out a bit, recorded some stuff. And then he would mention that he had taught these two young bucks how to play guitar, and that they're really good, whatever. They had this little band, and took him a while to get, I guess, me, or to introduce me to them. Because, I mean, they're very cautious about who they allow to play with them, I guess, very mysterious. But no, I mean, I jammed out with them and gelled, and we just kept doing it, so.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah, we were kind of, when we were already a 3-piece before we met him.
Yeah.
And it was hard for us to even have practices, actually. Like, it was hard for us to meet up. So we were kind of like, a fourth person, I don't know. But we fell in love with Richard. Like, literally the first second we saw him, we were making jokes and shit. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so natural how like everything's like with Richard. I think it really like everything just kind of clicked.
The first time we met him, he came up to us and he had like a hat. And like, bro, where'd you get that hat? He was like, I met some homeless lady that took me to my hotel.
It's so true.
Oh my God.
For real. For real.
That's how we met him. Like,
Yeah. That's a start.
that was the start, yeah.
That's all you need to know.
And he took like the first videos of us playing.
Oh, yeah. At that show.
Yeah, it was fun.
They were sick as hell.
What was it like your first show together at Saha?
Summerfield.
Summerfield?
It was wasn't it Daniel's house?
Yeah, it's like a house party.
It was a house party.
Mm.
We're playing out back.
We played with Summerfield and we played with Bummer Trash.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, Summerfield kicked ass. It was Summerfield and Bummer Trash. Well, you just said that. What am I?
It's a delay.
Yeah, it's messing with you guys. I'm trying to get into it too, but
It is still odd.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, that was our first show. It was me, Martin, and John. And after that, we played another show, which was at the Summerfield's guitar, the drummers. Caleb.
The drummer's house. Yeah, Caleb.
Yeah.
He's cool.
And that's when like Richard went there and he like recorded us and like I don't know, like Richard was really cool. That was the first time we met him though.
Yeah, that was at Summerfield.
Yeah.
He literally walked from his apartment on Freddie Gonzalez
I was right down the street.
all the way to Summerfield, and he popped up like, "Yeah, I met a homeless woman. I took her to the hotel."
I'm your cameraman today.
yeah.
I mean, I like helping other people out too, because I mean, I've been making music for years, but I like jamming out, collaborating, or just even helping anybody. Like, so you guys needed, some video footage, and I was the guy with the camera.
Yeah, it's something.
And I liked what I heard, so I was just like, all right, I can jam with this. And
And at what time were you doing original music, or you were still doing covers?
Those originals.
No, it was half.
Oh,
and
wait,
half. Like our first show was all covers.
Mhm.
The first time we played Bummer Shed, it was all like Frank Zappa. We were a Frank Zappa cover
Yeah.
band. And we ended up playing Johnny Cash because we were like, whatever. Johnny Cash is better.
just because you can.
Yeah. But by the time we met Richard, it was like half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah, because we decided like we didn't want to do covers anymore,
Hmm.
and so we decided just put them out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what led to you writing the original songs? Like, who does the songwriting? Who does what? Or
It's all of us.
Yeah.
so, how did that start? Like, what was your inspiration and all that stuff?
I guess I guess for me, it was just the fact of like that something isn't there
Mm-hmm.
and then it is. Like when you create things, that's so fascinating. It's like it's like giving birth,
Yeah.
and it's like you can literally take a clay or whatever and mold it into whatever, and that was the fun part
Mm-hmm.
for me. Also, George Harrison.
George Harrison.
Cool. Yeah, that was for me.
Yeah, well, for me, I guess it's kind of the same feeling. It's like trying to put colors and images into like the music, like trying to feel it out, trying to create a story with it. I don't know. I think for a long time, I've always felt like there was something that we could do, and like, why not put it out there? Why not put out what's inside you to the outside?
And what is that inside you? What are you trying to put out in the world?
Bro,
Don't go there.
it's everything. I mean, it's on a scale from fear to love, and from joy to like hating.
Non-joy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everything. And like my grandma, she was like, that's the beauty about music. Like you can get everything out, and it's beautiful. It's like they say God takes broken people
Mm-hmm.
and turns them into something beautiful. It's the same thing.
Yeah. And how did that? Well, my first Churro Scene, you guys, was in Edinburgh, I believe, and you guys were doing some kind of like D&D type stuff. How did that like happen?
We were practicing for the show,
Mm-hmm.
and we were gonna do our normal thing, and like I was practicing with Luis. It was just me and Luis.
Mm-hmm.
And we were practicing my song. We were practicing his song, and then we practiced my song. And then we were playing, and I was just kind of like, I'm kind of tired of trying the same thing, like doing the same formula, And I told him like, do you have a reverse effect on your amp? And he started playing his guitar, and it would sound like in reverse.
Yeah.
So it came to my head, like for a story I had, for a while, I had a story about this guy named Zagoroth. It wasn't really built out until we started it, but I always wanted the story about an evil guy
Mm-hmm.
that you had to feel sorry for, because really, like, he's just like everybody else,
Yeah.
He's just like the hero. It's just like, he's doing what he thinks he needs to do in his heart, but he's the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
lost.
yeah, we wrote those songs in like 2 or 3 days.
Oh wow.
We tried. It was like 2 full days of practice, like just doing that. I think the bigger reason, or like that we did all that was because Richard and Johnny couldn't go to the gig.
Yeah,
So,
we were working out of town.
Yeah.
but honestly, like like the way it turned out, I think it was like for the best.
Yeah, it forced you guys to be like creative in different ways too, and you tear it up on the drums, and then you know.
Because when it's like all of us, all four, rest in peace, John. Like it's a lot to control. It's a lot like because you want it to be really intricate, but it gets it's a lot of parts.
Yeah, so we're still kind of, I think, finding our stride, or you know, our manner of which to play, because it is like having 2 guitars and then drums and bass.
Yeah, sometimes it can get muddy, but when it was just us two, there was a lot of intricate things, but it was easier with 2 people, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but like, because it's 2 people, with 4 people, it's just like even louder. It's more explosive. There's more like
It's
if
true.
we did all of that with 4 of us, it probably would have been a little bit different. Yeah, like actually maybe very different. But yeah.
And you guys still did well, pretty much, because normally when some bands are missing people, they tend to get like feel off or whatever, and they don't know like what to do.
Well, that's funny because like our whole lives is pretty much been us playing together, so it felt like naturals, whatever.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
heck yeah.
But it was cool, man. Like we were so happy after because like we had 2 days to rehearse all the little parts. But we got it, man. We got it.
Yeah, I thought me and John were out of the band after you. Like, it was just like, damn, you guys. Like,
This is like the quiet way of saying it, like you're out.
I mean, it seemed like you did better without us, but I
I
mean,
think it's just different. It's just like I don't think it's like we're gonna separate. It's just like me and Martin. We just wanted to keep going.
no, I was gonna say, yeah, there's no like set way to do it, so it's like, you know, our songs, everything.
We're all having a therapy thing right now.
The podcast not real therapy session.
Yeah, we didn't know how to break it to you.
Really, like I think Saha is at its best with like all 4 of us.
Yeah, it's fun.
Get a little
here we go.
I turned it off. All right.
No, yeah, but
That's it.
Cut that out.
Yeah, you cut it out. Nah, we're good. Are there any upcoming games where all you guys are all gonna be together, or no?
I'm sorry.
Is there gonna be any upcoming gigs where you guys are all together?
probably all of the other ones in the future. It's just
Yeah.
it was unfortunate that they had work,
Yeah.
and if they don't have work, we'll play with them. If they don't have
Yeah.
work, then we won't. I don't
Yeah, I'm asking because I want to see you guys all together. I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It's really fun.
Yeah, once the last time we played together, we had someone else say that we sounded out of tune and out of time. Out of tune and out of time. So, who knows, right? I mean,
It's still our first shows, you know. We're still learning.
I mean, we get along together really well, though.
Yeah.
That's
you
an
guys-
important part too.
Yeah.
So it's
Because like having the 4 of us, there's just this like whole like typhlosion of just like everything just feels so perfect in its place. We might be out of tune, we might be out of time, but we always like straight
It's
back
the,
into it.
it's
We
the
always,
energy, you know? It's the energy.
the vibe,
Part
bro.
of that's also from the audience, like feeling their energy, like as they like drop from us.
Yeah.
It's really cool it's really cool to feel like feeling like them actually enjoying like, you know,
What
being
we
there
made.
with- Yeah.
Shit's coming out of your hands.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cool.
How is that experience for each of you? Like when you're on stage compared to like just being on like talking with people. But basically, what's the difference when you're hanging out at the area and then you go up stage and then you're performing?
I don't know. I mean, I know it's different for me because I get like nervous, or that's why I like wearing masks or costumes or other stuff. Because like I guess I'm just too focused on trying to play this stuff like well, or you know, trying not to fuck up if I'm like drinking or something. To like put all my attention and just trying. So it's like I forget what I, you know. But I know with these guys, they go all out. Like they start channeling rock stars and shit. I can't do that because I'll lose focus, you know. But maybe it's because I'm old.
It's like you're off stage and you're yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're on stage and it just feels like you're enhanced. It kind of feels like you can be the exact truest version of yourself, and nobody's gonna say anything. So you get nervous because you want to play good, you know, you want to kick ass. But once you're up there, you're like you're in another world, bro. And it's just like you're so focused on the energy and the sound, that like it really brings out the truth in you. So that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before playing, I feel like throwing up, and I feel like everything's gonna like blow up, like I'm gonna blow up or something.
Diarrhea.
Oh my god.
But when I'm up there and when these guys are up there, it feels perfect, and I feel like the angels are calling to me. And so,
Damn.
actually, sometimes I just feel like crying just with how like great it feels to be up there. You know,
Yeah, super
people
cool.
I love and like everyone enjoying that. It's sick.
That's great. Yeah, because that's been a theme I've been thinking about a lot this year, where so much could go right and wrong. It's just a bunch of ifs and there's another term called, I can't even remember. It's still on an S, but basically things just line up for you. And like the fact, like for me, I was thinking about it ever since my podcast almost hit like 5 months, whatever. And I started thinking, if it wasn't for that first person interview, like none of this would have happened. And for you guys, I mean, it's the same thing. You guys all met each other, but there could have been a point where something could have gone differently, and this wouldn't have happened.
Totally.
It's like the bad is part of the process. You know, it's like the bad and the good. You know, it's interesting because you can ramble on about all that stuff for a long time, but like if the bad stuff didn't happen, then we probably would have never met Richard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or like if so much good things ever happened, then we probably felt like we never even needed Richard, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there's a balance to life to where you don't have to worry about anything because it kind of just happens.
Yeah.
Like you still gotta work hard, but you don't have to worry. Like
if you put in the work, there's like a saying where like God helps those who help themselves. Or, you know? So it's kind of like that.
That's interesting.
It's true.
Out of curiosity, did you play at church before? Because one thing I noticed with musicians, like a lot of them I interviewed, their first performances was during church, and then they started doing like, you know, secular music.
Yeah, when I started, I was playing acoustic guitar for a church.
Yeah.
And funny story, I wasn't that good yet, but the head guy who would play along with me and kind of like help me through everything, there was one Sunday that he didn't go, and I messed up so hard that the whole band stopped playing.
Oh no.
And the priest finished the song, bro. A cappella, like he did that on his own. It was so funny. And then after that day, I left. After that day, I quit.
The priest has been waiting for that moment.
Like, he's gone. Now is my chance.
Yeah,
but it's interesting because I mean, I always get curious about like when was like your first time actually performing, and well, it's either church or like marching band or something like that.
Yeah, literally our first kind of real band, we were playing with a country gig.
Yeah.
And we would only play at kermeses.
Yeah.
Like church. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, you know, there's no crowd for people to actually want to listen to you.
Yeah.
We're just kind of there.
Yeah.
Because it also happens like food truck places where like you have musicians there, but people are just talking with each other, and you're just kind of like the background, like entertainment.
It's exactly like that. The only difference is that the stage is bigger at a kermes.
But does that at least help you, like, when it comes to the stage fright, or no?
Oh, hell yeah. For sure.
When they're not listening, or when they're...
Well, because, like, like, you get to fuck up and nobody's gonna, like, really care. And, like, it brings you out of the stage fright, for sure.
Yeah.
True.
And what was your history in terms of, like, first picking up an instrument? Like, what led up to that?
Well, I started in middle school, joined orchestra. He also joined orchestra. I chose viola.
There's like, it's so, go ahead, but it's just like you're going to see the contrast.
Really. All right, go for it.
So I started on viola, and I guess I was pretty good at it.
Nah, don't say pretty good. He was fucking good. He got like second chair regional like.
Oh wow.
Did I tell you I got kicked back to like 17th?
Oh yeah.
Either way, like it was cool. Orchestra was okay. Like I never really like enjoyed being there because it was always like the teacher was always like hard on you for like not for like messing around. And like I get that it's class and all that, but when we started playing guitar was like in 8th grade. That's when we started picking it up, and like I started on an acoustic guitar, and I was just playing covers of like popular songs. Like I was a pop song kid,
of course.
So what was the first songs you would play on there? Like,
Yes,
out you right here. Go.
It was Stitches by Shawn Mendes.
I don't even know that song.
By Shawn Mendes?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was a really popular song.
Yeah. And then I started like listening to like more Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin actually got me into like rock and roll and like how you could like be so embellished into the guitar and the drums and like everything just about rock and roll was pretty cool. So from there on, like once we started high school, I started listening to more like Chili Peppers and stuff. And like I don't know, I guess I just play guitar. Usually I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just trying to like just play however I felt like playing.
Yeah.
And through there, like I don't know, me and Martin, we just kept like trying to do stuff together over and over. But it's just like we never took it like super serious.
Yeah.
We were always like it was always one-off things.
Just cool.
So,
Yeah.
That's how you get your hobby going, get your skills going. And like, how did you get into drums? So,
well, drums is because me and Martin knew a guy named Josh, and he was also a guitar player. So imagine that, like 3 guitars. And
they're diamond dozen.
like I felt like, you know what, like I actually really like the drums. I'll go for it. So I got myself an electronic drum set, and I was like, I'll just practice with this. And like honestly, it was pretty cool. Like playing with that, it felt really cool. And like it's because I always wanted to be the band. I always wanted to do the band stuff, and we just never really got around to it. We would practice all the time.
Yeah.
But mostly it would be like just to hang out. We wouldn't even like take it serious and stuff.
We would like make jokes and shit. Like fucking songs about AIDS or something.
Of course, you got it.
We had a sleepover. That was the craziest.
Hey bro, I'm gonna show this to my mom. So like,
Okay. It was nice, normal sleepover. But I honestly like. I think when I really got into like music, when I really started realizing where everything like connected more, I think was like I guess this past year, a year ago, I started realizing like how like big it can be and how I could actually bring like the most interesting stuff out. Like I don't know how to say it, I don't know how to explain it, but it really feels like I didn't learn anything until now. And like I feel like I'm just starting to learn. I'm just starting to realize, like what music is. But yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, well, yeah, like he said, we were in orchestra together, and I was violin. I was the second violin, last chair. So I was the worst violin out of all the violins. And by the time we got to 8th grade, I wasn't really playing just because I had an accident with my finger, so I couldn't play.
Oh shit! What happened?
I cut the tip off of my finger.
What? How did that happen?
My sister slammed the door on it, and like, it's like where the hinges are, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And my reaction was to like rip it out.
Oh
boy.
So I couldn't play, and I started. And I couldn't play, so I was like, fuck it. Like, I got into the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, really hard. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dot Hacker, and Ween.
Ween.
Josh Klinghoffer, he played guitar. And I was like, shit, maybe I should pick up guitar. Because the violin kind of made me feel like instruments, whatever. But, like how he said, it was more about the creative the creativity of it that I liked. And I feel like it was the opposite, where like I had the creativity in the beginning, and the one thing I had to work on was like the actual skill of playing. It
Yeah.
took, like I used to be really sloppy. I still kind of am, but yeah. That's
Yeah. Oh, that's it. History with music, I don't know. I mean, I heard System of a Down when I was a kid, and I fell in love. Always wanted to make a band. Middle school, I'd be drawing a bunch of like possible album covers and song titles. Like, imagine the whole thing. But like I kind of picked up a guitar, but I didn't understand at that time what distortion was. So it's like I plug it in and it sounded clean, and I'm like, what is this shit? Like I wanted it to be heavy, like I like metal and stuff. So I stopped playing guitar for a while, and then like, so that was at the beginning of like middle school, and then I didn't get back into it until like high school when I had like my own pad, and like my friends would come over and we had like a jam room. So my buddy would bring his drum set. He left it there, so every time he'd come over, we'd hang out, and then we'd like just jam out a little bit, and it was just addicting to do, you know what I mean? Like it just sounds cool, like the stuff that I'm coming up with, but accompanied with other instruments. So I mean, we just I was in a band with him called F1 Dolly. We played but it was like 10 years ago, and then like we played a couple gigs as that, and we played in with some other friends trying to do like a couple cover bands too. Like we were trying to cover like Interpol or stuff like Mastodon still, I don't know, just lots of different stuff. Music was just always a part of my life, I guess. But I started taking it more like towards production whenever I saw, was it Tyler the Creator was getting like a Grammy or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like, oh, you can do it too, whatever. Like, and I realized that he just did everything with like FL Studio and like all in, bedroom producer. So that as a concept became important for me because I wanted to be able to record and put stuff out there. So, I made a lot of like hip hop and stuff because I was learning from YouTube too. Like I didn't go to school or anything for this, so it's just all DIY. And I guess I made beats for like 10 years, más o menos. I got away from my rock roots a bit, just because I mean I like the genre too, and I like learning, new things, and everything I did learn. I learned a lot about rhythm and stuff. I can incorporate back into the rock stuff that I'm doing more now. Back to my roots again. I can't escape it, but I still love hip hop. But like I still make beats occasionally, post them up. But the thing I really love the most is just rock music. I don't know, it gets me. Like it's the closest thing I can get to like a religious experience, I guess. 'Cause I'm not religious like person, but I guess I'm religious about music. Like I take it very seriously. Like it's important, magical. Well, it's not important, but it's magical stuff.
Well, it is. I think it is important.
There's a lot of power.
There's a reason why music it exists everywhere. Like every culture has their own interpretation of it. It's important.
I try not to like put that on there because it makes me sound pretentious, I guess. Like, I'm doing something very important, but but it's true though, because I mean, we need this. This energy, ritual thing that is like a music show or an album or whatever, and helps people the same. Like if I get something out of it while I'm like making something, then I'm good. I know somebody else would probably be able to, like it too, but I'm trying to just please myself, really. It's like I'll listen to a band, I'm like, oh, I like what they're doing there. And then like I'll try to, copy the sound, but then like, but I would take it in this different direction. It's just constantly experimenting. Like, what can I make today? What way can I try to make a song? But I don't know.
Out of curiosity, when it comes to being like, once you started becoming a producer, did that change like your, like how you play or not? Because it's one thing just being a person who plays an instrument, but also being a producer. Did any of that change or no?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like when you're actually recording and stuff, you can start realizing all the little mistakes and stuff you do, and you start realizing the importance of discipline or trying to, perfect the craft. Because if you're just jamming to the void or whatever, you're not going to catch, all the little things you mess up. So it kind of does add a little bit of, I guess, self-awareness of like what I'm playing. And I don't know. I mean, I started thinking about music differently too. Like when I was a kid, my uncle had given me a computer and it had this music making program on it too. So I was like chopping, cutting loops, putting them, and so I was already kind of familiar with that as a concept. But
Yeah.
when I just started delving in, and it's just YouTube video after video after video. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. There's just so many techniques that you can incorporate and do, and every new thing that I learned, I made a song out of it. You know what I mean? Like, so it, you know, because I mean, I was more into rock, right? And then I started doing this hip hop stuff, and then I started merging it, like trying to add more actual instruments in with the digital stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I like it. It's fun. It's cool.
On the topic of learning, how did you guys learn your instruments? Was it all just like traditional, like through like sheet music, or did you learn by ear, or how was that?
Trial.
Or YouTube?
Johnny. Well,
yeah.
we learned everything by ourselves we didn't learn everything by ourselves. We learned a lot of stuff by ourselves. How to play songs we
Covers,
liked. Covers. Then we met Johnny, and Johnny taught us how to improvise, how to make our own things. Taught us like the blues way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool because he sat us there for like a day, and he was teaching us the scale and everything. And like, by the time it ended, we were pretty basic at it, right? Because we were pretty new to it. And we were all like freaking out, like, is he gonna invite us again? Is he gonna invite us? And we really wanted to hang out with him because, well, he's cool, he's super cool.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of knowledge. Yeah. And he was the first guy whoever told us like anything can be played on any scale. There's diminished, major, minor, like all these different scales, and like realistically you can play any note to any key. And he introduced us to like that freedom of improvisation, that it didn't matter what you played, just as long as you felt good in what you played. So yeah.
And the man, the legend.
It's just yeah, and of course through influences like Ween, they were like they have like 12 albums and not one album sounds the same.
Yeah,
it's
and
cool.
like they're
interesting.
They're so creative. Like I love how creative they are. Like they're just wild, man. Like
funny, just always fucking around. Like,
and if there was ever like a number one band in the world, I would put them in number one. Yeah,
yeah, I can see that.
They're cool.
And are you planning to incorporate that with your own music, where like each album will be different from each other, or?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we would like that. I mean, like I said, when we were practicing for the show in Edinburgh, I kind of got tired of hearing the same formula. I would like to do different stuff, push ourselves creatively.
Yeah.
Of course.
What is the formula, out of curiosity?
Well, usually one of us writes a song. Like, let's say Luis comes with a song and he'll start playing it. Literally, John will make something up. Richard will make something up. I'll make something up. And that's the song.
Oh, wow.
And that's how it usually goes. Like, we never really say, like, okay, you play this and this part, it'll kind of sound good. Or, like, nobody really composes anything. So we just have...
I was to say, because I feel I think we're still like in the beginning stages, you know, finding our sound and all that. And then like now I'm starting to bring the laptop and mic and some stuff up. But yeah.
Because we'll
get
jam
better.
a lot.
Yeah.
We're jammers. We're not composers.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, with that last set we did, we could be called composing.
Of course.
Sure, that was pretty good.
Do you guys have any recorded music yet, or no?
Just stems, you know, just a couple guitars, you know. But
the one time that we came into like actually recorded like a few songs.
It was the first time they actually had experience with like, you know.
Yeah.
So like I was saying earlier, it's like you can start noticing and hearing where you're like off or whatever, and those recordings are funny.
It was funny because like he played his song. and I'm lead over that song, you know, and I'm playing the lead, and then just out of nowhere in the second half of the song, the lead guitar goes so high, and all you hear is just the lead guitar, like too. Nothing else.
Like you can't even hear me anymore. It's just like soloing and stuff.
And it was just so fucking funny. Like it came out of nowhere.
And we were out of tune, both of us.
And we were out of tune. Like
we'd even tuned before. It was so silly.
So now we know next time. You know?
Yeah, it's a learning experience. I mean, that's how you learn. It's through mistakes. It's not through making everything right.
Yeah, just each attempt is, you know, cool in and of itself.
Yeah. It's definitely like a memory now. Like the first
For
time
sure.
I ever recorded. So.
Do you guys have any like fun memories in terms of like performing?
Performing?
Yeah.
Well, definitely that one show where we showed up in like costumes. He was Cthulhu. John was like a jester with a ski mask. That shit was so funny.
Yeah.
And like that was fun. We also the first time we played Bummershed, that was really fun because like we were kind of just like doing it our way. Like we were covering Frank Zappa, but we were doing it our way, and it was really fun. Yeah. So, and definitely the one with Zagoroth. Yeah, Zagoroth was bad.
Yeah, that was
cool.
I was just saying, where did you get the idea to cover Zappa of all things? Like, when there's cover bands, normally somebody goes for like some difficult ass shit.
Because Zappa fucking rap.
Did John drum too, or you just?
Well, I knew about Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown Goes Down, like his famous song.
Because I only really knew Zappa because of John.
Yeah, then John kind of showed us like the whole Zappa.
Yeah.
He's like a Zappa freak. Yeah.
But it all starts with John, right? Like, he's not even here.
That's the theme you're gonna like find.
Yeah.
He's always missing.
Yeah.
John's a big part. He's like the one that drives us forward, but he's never there.
He's like
You'll never see his face.
He's like a myth.
it's a myth.
He's like my dad.
And was the costumes like just to hide your shyness, or there was another reason for it?
For me, I have a bunch of stuff lying around, so I just wanted to use it. And it's like, it's a good excuse, you know what I mean? And it's like, not many other people are going to have a whole get up. So it's like, might as well have fun with it, you know? Like for me, like I live in the bedroom, you know, studio kind of thing. Like I'm learning more about the whole performance aspect and, you know, just putting on a good show for people, you know? So everybody's there to chill, have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different, like live and recorded. Recorded, it's more personal. Like there's no really like show. Instead, like it's in your brain, the show, I guess. But in real life, it's fun to like have fun with it. Like I have a surprise that I want to do with Richard, but hopefully for our next show. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's going to be very surprising.
Very surprising.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's more like I don't think we plan much. We don't really, like most of our shows we've gone like we were pretty late. Like it was kind of
barely rehearsed, like, you know.
Yeah, every single show we would practice like the week before.
Yeah,
and
a couple days before.
It was always that. It was always we needed a reason to like
to practice,
force ourselves.
We had to force ourselves, push ourselves
to settle on the songs too, because we can just jam out like 30 minutes on like one song, you know what I mean? So it's like figuring out like what are the best riffs and bits to, you know, keep.
We like to experiment a lot, and I think that's why Richard brought the masks and all that, because it's just fun. It's cool to experiment with like just visuals, you know.
Yeah. What mask do you wear?
Like
This is where we got, right?
Yeah, had a Cthulhu one. Oh, you already said.
And a luchador one.
Oh yeah,
like a luchador Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
like
we have a bunch for some reason.
I need to get more. I don't have that many.
we have some wigs.
You should put them on.
Yeah, the wigs, the afro wig,
the blonde one,
top hat.
Top hat. Yeah. Oh, we had like a Viking hat one. Yeah, that was cool.
Whenever I performed my own stuff, like I would come in like a cloak, like a hooded cloak with the Cthulhu mask too, like, or I would like live stream my music also, and I'd have like the machine or the drum pad thing with samples on there and like play music, but I'd always had to have the get up. It's like the only way, I guess. Like I was gonna come to this interview with a bunch of shit like sunglasses and other stuff. It's like no, I'll just
you'll be yourself.
Yeah.
And is it a massacre? Like the Cthulhu Massacre, is it a massacre or not? Because one time I was at Sauce House, I think it was Sauce House, and there was this guy with a Cthulhu, like it was like a hoodie or something, but it was like knitted.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that was him. That was him.
Yeah. No, I'm the only idiot who has it.
Yeah, I think we played that night of the Frontera Fun.
Yeah, was it when Honey Raw was playing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I went to,
Yeah, we were wearing like our little costumes. I was supposed to be like I'm an American patriot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the suspenders.
The suspenders and it was a fake gun. It wasn't real. And John with the ski mask, the jester thing. Yeah, it was funny.
That was a good one.
That's why I didn't know it was you guys. It's because like there were so many people in the front, so I was hanging out with my friends in the back, and it was hard to see you guys like in the front.
Yeah. There was a lot of people that day.
Yeah, that night was
packed.
There's a horse there. I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, that guy, he was telling us stuff like just not to smoke or drink.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to be like a legitimate venue because some of them could get in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
We want to respect that, so.
Yeah.
So we smoked outside.
No, but it's true because there's not many venues here. Like it's sad.
Yeah, it would be really nice if there was like a huge variety of them.
So we're slowly starting to get back, I think, you know, now that people are getting less scared to go out and, you know.
Another thing is like age. There's a lot of bars, like Simon Says, The Flying Walrus, stuff like that. But a lot of the people in these bands are really underage, or like underage, like or from the drinking age, right?
Yeah.
18, 19, 20.
Gotta wear a wristband when you go in or something.
Yeah. They gotta put
They have the little X.
Yeah, the stamps.
So it's like I'm pretty sure there's more opportunity than just like the few venues that we have. It's just with age, with time.
The better we get, the more stuff we put out there too. People are gonna,
Yeah.
You know, when are you coming out?
Have people asked you guys out? Like, hey, come to our gigs and all that stuff?
Recently we had Culture.
Yeah.
Culture.
After that Zacharias show, I stayed a little later and I started talking to the guys with Culture, and they're having a show soon. I forgot the date, but
we might need to know that.
26.
Oh, the Culture.
Yeah, the Culture. Yeah.
Okay, because it's a Culture. I'm like, the Culture.
No, the Culture. Yeah. They're like really nice. Luis, right?
Yeah. I had interviewed them like a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
and the thing went up today or yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah, I was watching that one. They're really cool. Like especially their bass player. He's really cool.
Oh yeah. Max, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
That guy's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he impressed me that night when I was listening to them. Because not a lot of bands have their bass super loud.
Yeah.
But they did. And, like, he plays really good. So I was like, damn, his bass players kick ass.
Oh, yeah, he's really good. Like, I was listening to a song called Memories from them, and I just love the bass part. Like, it's not something simple, but I don't know, it's really, really groovy. And it's something different from what most people have been playing.
Yeah, and, like, a huge component of like every song is the bass. Like you cut off the bass and it feels like there's like a chunk.
It's less warm.
Yeah, that's why we miss John.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, I mean, he's kind of like the first guy to call us out to play. So yeah.
And sometimes go for it.
It's just really sweet because like we're trying to get out there and we don't really know how to get out there. We're I guess we're like in a little shell, but we've been getting out of it little by little.
And also because you guys are good, like from here on YouTube, it was good. So I can't imagine like having everybody together.
Yeah, thanks.
So hopefully you guys can get out there. If I could help you guys in any way, I would love to help you guys. Like, cause
sure.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks. For sure. Like, that's kind of like our whole thing. We want to make our lives like gig after gig and like record and like we really want to invest a huge part of ourselves to the music. I think it's like pretty much all of our dreams to like have something really serious like that. And have fun with it, of course, but like be consistent, Yeah. The consistency is a huge part. It's a huge part of everything. Yeah,
you have to be consistent and you have to have connections. Those are the two things you need. You need that hard work, but then also knowing the right people.
Yes, sir.
The connections is the harder part.
Yeah.
Especially because we're like little baby.
True shine.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to go up to like the head honcho and be like, "Hey man, we're new. We want to play." And they're
I
like,
like your style, kid.
I like that work ethic. Yeah. But like we don't have any recordings and they don't really know us. And it's
That's
like,
true.
That's why it's all coming together slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely, for sure.
I guess for right now, the best thing you can do is like record your gigs, and that could be a starting point.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we've been hoping to do. I mean, we have our friends record stuff for us, and like our friends are like our biggest fans. They're the sweetest people ever. Like they're at every show. They're always recording. I mean, and we always tell them like if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be the same. Like
For sure.
it would be so dull, you know. It would be really dull.
How did you guys meet Joel, out of curiosity?
I met him at art school.
Art school?
Yeah.
And Joey was like just a character, you know, like this really vibrant guy who was like willing to talk to everybody. And so we decided to hang out with me, Joey, and Diego, and he's our other friend. And I told him like, hey man, you should come to one of our shows. And this guy was like, it really surprised me how like excited he was to, you know, like listen to us, and it was really cool because he's a guy who he's always dancing, you know.
Yeah. Like anytime you go to any show, like here in the valley, like if you ever go to any show and you see like this buff guy just dancing, it's Joel.
Bro, the first time I met him, I told him he looked like Thor. He looks like Thor or something.
And like our first show that he went to, he was going hard, like he was like going crazy, and it was so cool. And he told me he didn't know like much about like going to music shows, music scene, and I feel like it's really cool because he's actually found like his own thing, like with the dancing and all that. And it's, I don't know, I just like seeing him have that energy brings more energy into me.
Yeah,
he's very inspirational. Just like the fact that he can walk up to anybody and just starts talking to you. I'm like, oh crap, how do you do that?
Joey, It was cool. He made a shirt for our last show, and he surprised us with that shirt. It was so fucking cool.
I thought it was planned.
No,
That guy is so sweet.
Yeah, we always tell him like, bro, thanks for being our biggest hype man, like, because he really is.
Oh yeah, he is.
Like even if the song is slow, like they find a way to like dance to it or something, which is really awesome.
Yeah, with him, it was kind of surprising because I'm from a small town, I'm from La Villa, and it so happened that his dad was actually the football coach for our team for a while. And I knew his brother, I can't remember his name right now, but basically it was weird seeing like how different they are because his older brother, he's more like a jock type person, and he seemed more like a more energetic hippie type person. So it was like really interesting how it's a small world.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have siblings. They say that siblings are like other versions of yourself that you could have become.
Oh, that's interesting.
You grew up in the same place with the same parents and all that, and it's kind of crazy, like, to see your sibling and how different you could have been. So
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah,
Same.
I always think about it like with my sister or my brother. Like, well, my brother's kind of like me, but my sister, like, we're so different, but we get along really well. So.
It seemed like my brother and my sister fused together. It's odd.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's interesting, you know, that kind of dynamic. So.
Because it always takes just a few different influences and it just changes in the person's entirely. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like John. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's super true.
Yeah.
But,
Dang.
Yeah, Joey's the guy, man. Joey's the man.
Is it Joey or Joel?
It's Joel, but I guess people call him Joey.
Yeah, he introduced me to himself as Joey.
So he introduced me to Joel. I don't know. I wasn't sure like maybe I was going deaf because of the shows. It's like maybe I heard wrong.
It's his professional business name.
Yeah,
his dancing name.
Dancing name.
His dancing name.
His stage name.
Yeah,
You gotta have one.
for sure. Yeah, Joey's a cool guy. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to the name Saha again?
Oh shit! Well, we started a YouTube channel. There was a summer where we were really bored. I think it was the summer where COVID hit, and we were just hanging out like every day. And there used to be a huge field of like grapefruit trees across the street. They took it down. And we would go and make videos there, like music videos and like shitty little videos for fun. And we were kind of like, what should we name our YouTube channel? And at the time I was really influenced by George Harrison and the whole Hindu religion. So we started searching up names that had to do with stuff like that, and we found Saha. And I think Saha means like the power of music.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
it fit in really well.
How about that?
Yeah. It was a cute name. Like, it kind of just stuck, like, Saha. Saha.
Yeah.
As soon as like it was said, it was like, that's it.
Yeah, like, it was like, yeah, Saha, that's fucking cool. Yeah.
Dang.
Works.
It works.
It worked out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect for the name to go on this long. Honestly.
Just stuck.
Yeah, it just stuck.
I think it just fits with what we do, with like how we are,
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah, like, the name, in any direction you take it, whether it's religious, musical, however, like, it fits in with one of us. So.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe, like, did that also fit into your genre as well, or no? Or like, what kind of music do you actually do?
That's a hard
Emotional
question.
music.
Emotional music.
We,
Like, if you were to be classified to or compared to a different another artist, who would it be? Like,
I guess just like who our influences are. Like,
It's like indie alternative rock kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, like,
It's
because we do have a lot of influences.
Yeah.
Like,
I always felt like we're just our own thing. Like Saha was its own thing, and it's not like to be like, oh, we're different.
We're
or be like-
different.
it's still
Yeah.
guitar music. Like,
it's
it's
guitar music.
Kanye.
kinda-
but like, how your friends ever said, like, hey, you remind me of this band, or no?
Well, my girlfriend says that she reminds us of more of like indie bands and stuff like that. So, or like psychedelic bands and stuff like that too. But she's just trying to fit us into a category because she says like, if you don't put yourself into a category and you just keep
The
saying,
marketability. Yeah.
Yeah.
branding.
Yeah.
like it's necessary, right? Like,
So
I'm
like
sure-
like experimental art rock, maybe something like that.
or like stoner rock.
Are you
or
like
something
the
that.
emotional rock? Like it's. 'cause
I would
it
say
feels-
we're pretty much.
People think emo music though, like
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And that's a whole different genre.
I cry. Like
I actually, like, in a way, I think it would be like emo music, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always been really emotional. We're all pretty emotional. I mean, the music to any artist is really
emotional,
emotional.
yeah.
So I guess we could say we're emotional.
that's cute.
Yeah, but then you start saying that, people are thinking the whole black makeup and stuff.
Yeah, like Kiss or something.
Yeah,
Or like Pierce the Veil.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The scene.
The
emo
actual scene.
The actual scene, yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Whenever I play guitar or like my own stuff, I try to go more like noisy, like noise rock, noise punk type of stuff, or just like I'm influenced by stuff like Sonic Youth or
Sonic,
like,
yeah.
you
That's
know.
fucking cool.
But that's why I really like playing drums though. So like I don't have to think that much about like tone and sound with guitar. So it's like, and then I mean they're already like good, so I just accentuate what they do, and I don't try to just do a normal beat either. So it's like I try to change that up, and that changes a little bit how they play too. And
Yeah.
because it's like we're not going specifically like, all right, we're gonna do a rock song or whatever. It's just like we're all just having fun with our instruments. Like it's kind of like jazz. No, I don't
Emotional
know.
jazz. That's what we're
Emotional
doing.
jazz.
Fusion.
Oh no. Adult
Emotion.
contemporary.
Oh my god.
That's what we're making here.
Literature.
Yeah.
And what is like the future for Saha for you guys? Like, what do you want to do? Like, to say within 5 years?
Oh, 5.
Big questions.
Be together. Keep making music.
5 years. I want to be a name. I want to be like people like who you'd want to listen to for I guess number of different reasons. I want people to actually like have a reason to go watch us.
Yeah, I would like to just keep playing. I would love to just play guitar for 5 years. Hopefully, I never put it down. But
Yeah,
if we were like doing mini tours and stuff like that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
definitely doable. You
I
know,
hope so, right? But
yeah. Sometimes we can't wait for like hopefully finding like bookers and other people. Sometimes we have to do the legwork and go out there, and I think it'll happen.
yeah,
Like I see for 5 years, just us playing, jamming, making new songs, recording, putting out Chingos of albums, hopefully like an album a month. Come on, we can do it.
We could.
We force ourselves, but
like
I want to see where it goes. Of course, you know.
Quantity over quality.
Well,
Yeah, true. Yeah, because you don't want to push yourself too much either.
Yeah, I know.
for sure. Just so
But-
we get proficient at music making.
yeah, like as long as we stay consistent or like pretty consistent in 5 years, that would be great. I mean, in 5 years we're gonna be like what, 24, 25? He's gonna be like 35.
Yeah,
Like
over the hill, bro.
it's because sometimes life gets in the way, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And a lot can change within 5 years as well.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, like maybe one of us will end up moving away or like getting really busy or
He's trying to get someone from Riddle's band. Someone here's not gonna make it.
It looks like it might be John.
yeah,
Well.
5 years. I mean, it'll take its own path, right? And
Mhm.
everything happens for a reason, and
Yeah.
everything's happening the way it should all the time, and there's no need to worry about it.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna keep working at it. We're
I
Yeah.
want to
keep
get
going for
better, make better stuff, and play more gigs.
it.
Yeah.
And paying mortgage,
Oh,
Pay more gigs. Yeah.
paying rent, bro.
pay my taxes.
Yeah. To play.
Hopefully the gas will be cheaper by then too. Especially for
Oh,
touring.
Yeah, bro. Nah,
We
who
gotta
knows?
see how inflation does first.
Honestly, I think the whole electric car thing is gonna take over.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm gonna hate that, bro. Like,
We got Tesla down here.
I like American
Brownsville.
Muscle, bro. Like it's all about Mustang and coming around.
Because even those are going electric, right? Like that like Mustang Mach, whatever
The
it's called.
Mach-E,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mach-E.
It's kind of ugly.
Yeah, it is.
It's gross.
Can you make it look like the regular Mustang? Or?
I don't think so.
No, it's a
No.
SUV.
I don't know anything about cars. Oh, it's an SUV.
Yeah, it's an SUV, but it has a Mustang name to it. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I
but
don't know why
That's
they
odd.
wanted to make it a Mustang. Like they made the Mustang Mach-E, and now they're making another V8 Mustang. It doesn't make sense. Like it just didn't make any sense. But whatever.
What other hobbies do you guys have besides music?
I bet you can't guess, right? With the whole car thing.
Yeah, who would know?
Cars.
Yeah,
Car.
Car. You too.
Photos, cars, a little bit.
You have a lot of art here too. It's nice.
Yeah.
Is it like stuff you made, or people that gave it to you, or a mix?
Me and Martin made this big one. Martin made that one. These are mine. Oh, that one's from an artist. I forgot her.
Mm-hmm.
I forget like where I get most of my stuff. Some of it's just like stuff from like albums and things.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it.
Yeah, but you haven't even seen Martin's room. There's plushies everywhere.
Of course.
Hello Kitties.
Little bugs.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. I mean, yeah, we all like to do art. We do more painting and stuff like that. He does a lot of photography.
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 Richard does a lot of AI stuff.
Oh yeah.
AI generated things. It's
Mhm.
pretty
For
cool.
us? What kind of stuff?
It's like so now there's AI generated art. I don't know if you know about that. So
Yeah.
like you can write any kind of prompt and it'll make it. So I'm trying to make visuals for like, my music just for funsies, So yeah, I've been doing it like every week, at least releasing one, but so I just put lots of different prompts together, like I'll listen to a song and I'll think of what imagery would go good with it. And but you can just put anything in the prompt, like trippy alien landscape or whatever.
There was a recent one that was on Twitter. It was called, they told an AI they can do like the drawing of the last selfie ever. And this is what like popped up.
The last
Selfie ever. They told that to an AI.
Whoa, dude, that's intense.
Easy as fuck.
So we were seeing that stuff, like I remember seeing that like trending a while ago.
That's awesome. I'm
For the
gonna.
AI predict our like end of the road scenario.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
And the fact that someone's taking a selfie.
Dude.
I mean, that's the human world.
Yeah.
It's gotta end
Damn.
somehow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All things must pass.
I like that.
Dude,
But-
that's scary. That's
Yeah.
a scary
Like,
photo.
this is some kind of explosion. Like, yep, let me take one before I go.
They didn't specify like how the world was gonna
Dude,
end.
Yeah, I think it said last
It
selfie in the
knows.
world.
It already knows.
Bro,
what's gonna happen.
that's the thing. Like, I was literally listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking about this robot that has become sentient,
Oh yeah.
but the robot doesn't want people to know it's sentient. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like,
There's also the other concept where the robot is just telling us what it thinks that we want. So
Oh, yeah.
it, since we're always talking about sentience and whatever,
Oh,
and it
shit, yeah.
picks that up and it kind of can act Like
Yeah.
it is sentient.
It's crazy, man. Like the technology, like the way I think it works, it picks up like everybody's searches or like
Yeah.
or like the ideas the internet has of how the world will end.
That's how it learns.
And that's how it's learning
everything that we're putting out there.
Yeah. Imagine adding that with like those Boston Dynamic robots. You see the
yeah.
or, like they open the door and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I was
That's
gonna
scary.
say it's a little too tactile for me. It's a little creepy. Like,
I'm sure there's a lot of like I don't know how the generation after us is gonna be, 'cause,
Bro.
like they're gonna be so intertwined with like technology,
And they're gonna have to learn about AI as well. Like
And-
they're gonna be
yeah.
forced to. Yeah.
like kids nowadays are learning how to like maneuver phones before they can even talk. It's
Yeah.
like they know that language of technology first and foremost.
and it's crazy because it could literally be its own language. Like
It is.
the programming languages and all stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of people think technology will ruin the world, but
It's just changing it.
it's
Yeah.
changing it.
It's mutating a little bit.
It's kind of crazy to think like we're kind of like the new English era or like the new cavemen, and the next generation is just gonna be so advanced.
Yeah, because we're basically cyborgs at this point. Like, 'cause we really need our cell phones at this point.
yeah.
There's no life without it. Like, you really need it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes I don't know how like our parents or grandparents did it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
How do they live?
like they were probably just thinking all the time,
Doing stuff.
doing
you
stuff.
know, like,
Yeah.
go outside. Fucking.
To be fair, though, we have a lot of information on our
Oh,
hands.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a shit
Overload.
ton. Like
It's an overload. That's the only thing.
Yeah. That's the scary part. That's the scary
Yeah.
part about
It's a
technology.
double-edged sword, Like we could fuck ourselves up with these tools, or we could learn and
Or just be distracted.
exactly.
Yeah.
Infinite.
Because there was a book called A Brave New World. Because people think about like 1984, like where people would take information away from us. But with A Brave New World, it's basically a sensory overload.
Yeah, it's
where
drowned in irrelevance.
It drowns relevance. Yeah.
And it's just too much stuff out there. Like you can learn some awesome stuff, like how to put all of this equipment together, or whatever. In the same token, you can just watch meme compilation videos, or
Like basically TikTok's that kind of thing where like it's constantly giving you videos. There's no way to stop
and
it.
TikTok's creepy when you think about it, because it's a Chinese company that makes it, and they're saying that it collects data and stuff. Like
It collects a lot of information. Like not only like does it get your information from your phone, but like all the
even
devices that are connected to your Wi-Fi, like it gets that information to get relevant videos.
Yeah,
so,
it's just
know a lot.
Oh, that's cool. I think in a way it's kind of cool though, because like the AI is so smart that like it gets exactly what you want.
Oh yeah, the way I've thought of it now is like we created like this technological god thing, and all it's trying to do is make us happy. Like it's trying to appease us as much as possible. So it's scrounging, you're like,
yeah, it's kind of funny.
like it's like a servant, just rushing at every whim that you have. Like, I want to watch a funny cat video. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome power.
It gets like really specific. I want a funny cat that's dancing in New York or something like that. It gets really specific to the point.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like we created a creator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now we're gonna become like kind of like slaves.
it is
to be
pretty
honest,
crazy,
yeah.
man.
But I mean, there's a rule and a way for the world, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So
And I think it's just a matter of self-discipline. That's going to be really important.
Oh yeah,
that's also
big
true.
time.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult for
Yeah,
people wanting
because
to-
even I get addicted to it. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I'm just watching TikTok. I'm like, well, next video.
Of course.
Yeah,
You're scrolling on YouTube forever. Like,
you're kind of just thinking like, I could be doing something better. I'll do something better, and then you get distracted.
Yeah,
Or I
it
just-
goes in some kind of void.
like now I'm telling myself, like, it's okay to chill. It's okay to just decompress and do nothing or something mindless for a while. That could be
Yeah.
going for a walk or, watching TV or scrolling on the phone. Like, is you have to permit yourself a little bit of that. Otherwise, you
That's
just,
true.
like, I burned myself out just trying to be workaholic or thinking, like, I got to make all these, these songs and put them out there, and like, no chilling and relaxing. Like, it just stresses relationships. It stresses yourself. So it's all right, just don't do it all day, every day for a whole week.
Right.
know?
Yeah.
How do you guys balance that off? Like, because you mentioned like it's kind of hard to get everybody together. Like, how do you guys figure this all out?
Oh, like practicing and stuff.
Practicing in the gigs and all that stuff.
schedules. Like we low key just have to get lucky.
We just get a group chat, and then just every now and then it's like, so when can we get together this week?
Yeah, and it's just like hopefully.
And then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, we got a gig coming up.
Yeah, like out of nowhere,
that's where it's at right now.
we'll pick something up randomly, and it's like, okay, guys, we gotta practice for
What are we gonna play?
yeah. So it's like we want to be more disciplined with like actual practice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But right now it's just kind of random.
Just gotta force ourselves, man. That's
Yeah.
Life just gets in the way. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing. Yeah, that's happened a lot. That's why, like, when it comes to like me scheduling the podcast, sometimes people just shuffle, like, they change dates, and which is kind of unfortunate for me because then that could have been someone else filling that slot, but then life gets in the way. And sometimes that happens to me too, where like, hey, I can't make it. Can we change dates? And it's just
No, yeah, that's true.
it can be really messy.
yeah.
Well, it comes with the territory, whenever you're trying to make something, happen, like, you win some, you lose some, or it's not going to be perfect, like, every time.
Yeah.
But,
It'll still work.
it's like, if it goes on for so long, it's happening for a reason. You eventually, like, use it to become better or build something different. And, you need that to create something better. So.
Yeah, I guess the way to look at it would be like, instead of seeing an obstacle as like something that's blocking you from doing something, maybe consider like a step where like instead of going this direction, you're going a different direction.
Yeah, it's all stepping stones, really. I mean, that's all like we're all really trying to do, right? Like stepping stones, staying.
Seeing as like challenges, like little guideposts. All right, let's try to get there. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
Like, little milestones.
What kind of milestones have you guys reached so far?
Playing.
Playing live.
Got paid on one gig.
An interview. Yeah, for sure. Like stuff like that.
That's true, yeah. We've never been interviewed before.
Yeah,
That's
no.
pretty interesting.
Is it your first one?
Like, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, nobody's really ever paid attention to us too
Oh,
We
much.
just need to put the music out there. That's it. We need to record that album or EP already.
I hope so, because I would love to hear your music.
I like hearing it all produced and everything too. Like, I mean, we record all of our live sessions too, but it might be like one mic, like in the middle of like outside, so it's not really good like quality, or it's on my phone. Like you can still kind of tell what's going on, but I want to like have good recordings of our jam sessions.
Yeah, that's our goal now.
Yeah, I hope so, because man, I want to listen to it like actually recorded and produced.
Yeah. I'm big on production. I can just be living in the studio forever, Like, these guys force me to go outside. Because, I mean, even if I'm playing with them or not, it's like I'm always having to make something, But playing with them, like, I like having a band, and everybody brings what they're best at to the table. And, you come up with stuff you never would have by yourself or with anybody else. This configuration's good. Plus John.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see where it goes, I guess.
And then once that happens, I would definitely have you on to start promoting your albums and your EPs or whatever you said to work on. I would love to have you guys.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we can give a status report on how we've been doing it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not the best at, like, what's it called? Like, media, I guess.
Because we're just starting out, too, you know what I mean? Like, other people who have been, like, I mean, I've seen some of the podcasts.
Yeah, some of those people have been there for a while.
Yeah, been a band for over a year already, minimum, and then they start, So we're doing okay, I think. We're doing not bad.
No, for sure.
For all the different
you're already
lineups.
getting gigs and stuff, that's already a huge start.
Yeah,
it is.
Even without the consistent lineup, sometimes it's just us three or all four or just you two. Like, you just still keep going, though. You're the heart of this.
Because the way to look at it would be like this. Some bands don't even get to form. You guys already formed together. You guys are already getting gigs. And
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of everything, whenever we wanted to make a band, like, that was the challenge, is like staying a band, or like putting in that effort to be a band.
Yeah.
I had a friend who would say, like, man, like, it'd be easier if you're trying to build a house than keeping a band together. Like, because I mean, everybody has lives, and I mean, I've had other things with other friends too, and sometimes it just falls apart or not, grows apart, or they might have kids or jobs and other stuff, and
Yeah.
Yeah, because also besides you guys being a business, like in all the investments you do, like you guys are also a relationship together and having to deal the good parts and the bad parts.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we argue like a family or something.
Yeah, and that's what it
Throwing
is.
instruments off stage,
Because we all
fist
have
fights.
big personalities. We all have something to put into it.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason it works out.
How do you guys balance that off?
Naturally, I guess.
It's communication.
Yeah.
Putting
Yeah,
it out there,
that's the
putting in
big
what
one.
you want.
Yeah. I mean, also to a certain extent, we all want the same thing. So it focuses into the same funnel.
That does help out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like everybody wants different.
Something
you know.
different.
Yeah.
Just focus on the music.
Focus on.
I mean, yeah, we don't really hang out. Well, I don't hang out much with these guys. You know, like outside of like, jamming out and stuff. Like.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to also like find time with anything, especially if you're trying to juggle like your personal life, music, your family, your work, school,
Oh yeah, you got
Everything.
school.
everything.
Yeah.
So school.
Especially 'cause it's already starting soon. It's already August.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were talking about that. Like, school's gonna start soon. Hopefully, that doesn't mean that there's less gigs, especially because some of the people that run
Probably
those
be
venues.
more.
I wouldn't be sure because like a bunch of musicians are like in their college age. So I wonder like how many gigs are going to start like stopping or
And like a lot of the people who own the venues also go
Yeah.
to college, so it's like,
Man, maybe I should go to college. Damn, everybody's going.
college is cool.
Guess I should go back.
and a lot of musicians meet up there because some of them are like the music programs, so like they all know each other.
Yeah, that's really true. Like, a lot of people really do connect at college.
Yeah,
That's where a lot of connections are made.
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I found really interesting because like when it came to like becoming part of the music community or whatever, like I noticed that everybody already knew each other, and so it's kind of me like just like okay, I guess everybody knows each other, and I'm just here by myself.
Yeah, I mean, ever since we were in high school, we've heard of the same names, the same people, like, and it's crazy because now we're getting to meet those people and those names, and like they're still there, which is cool. Like, it's pretty cool. So it's like, it's weird because you're at a high school standpoint trying to make a band and everything, and like all these names, and then you're in a band, you're getting shows, you're meeting these people with those names, and it's weird. It's crazy.
So what bands would you hear like back then?
For sure, like Bummer Trash, TV Flesh, man, yeah, mostly stuff like that, or like I know a lot of people that I knew people from like those bands, so that's how I heard about them, and well, now I see those people.
Yeah, because I was curious like on how you guys like actually entered the scene itself.
Yeah. So it's weird, man. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
eventually one day we're hearing the names like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and one day we'll meet them.
yeah, you never know that happens. Because recently there was some band from Mexico, from out of the called The Warning, and for a while, like I don't think they were like they're a popular band already, but like they started off small, and now they're opening for Guns N' Roses in Monterrey.
What?
Yeah,
That's freaking
they're
crazy.
a very good band.
Yeah.
So
The
I mean,
Warning?
let me show you. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Bro, that's crazy. Like, I've heard of like stories like that you're just a random guy, and then one day you're like opening for like a huge band. But that's crazy.
You just gotta put the stuff out there, you know, for people to catch on.
Yeah, that's they're three sisters from Mexico.
Oh wow!
Like right now they're big, but like they were starting off earlier, and then now they got really huge, and then they finally got the opportunity to open for Guns N' Roses. I mean, that's
badass.
it's possible.
That's cool.
That's super cool. Yeah. Hopefully one day Saha could be opening for someone, and like, or someone
Guns N'
will be
Roses.
opening-
Yeah,
By the
let's
time
open
you
up
guys-
for us.
Who knows? Man?
Hopefully they won't be too old. Because I was recently seeing like footage about Paul McCartney because he was training, and I thought he had to like passed away or something. I'm like, oh no.
This guy. Yeah,
But then what happened was people were complaining about his like paying so much to see him. I think they're paying like $500 for a ticket.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, he wasn't performing really well vocally, and I'm like, oh man.
Gotcha.
yeah, but he's a legend. You know?
Yeah,
Might as well pay.
Gets
the
a pass.
$100. Yeah, he gets a pass.
a little bit. If you see the footage, I'm like, oh no. Like he was trying to sing "Hey Jude," I'm like, oh.
Oh man. Yeah, that's what I think about a lot too. Is just like, how far am I gonna take this music thing? Am I gonna be like 80 fucking years old, like still?
Because some people can't pull it off, but some people just don't.
I want to be able to know when I get it. Like, no more.
It's weird.
Yeah, because like the one I saw like a couple of years back when I graduated from high school was Aerosmith when they performed here, and they got to go. And Steven Tyler still has that great voice. Like they still have that energy. So I mean, but then like certain bands like Bon Jovi, his voice is just gone.
That's true.
And it's because Steven Tyler's older than him, I think. I know he is. Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy how like it's crazy too because Steven Tyler did so many drugs that he
I was gonna say
that a
that's
long time ago. Yeah.
There was an interview where he said he got to the point that it was either he was gonna die and lose his voice if he didn't stop, which is crazy.
Usually is
kind of crazy. He kept his voice.
Yeah, because I remember him getting surgery and that like helped him, but if it wasn't for that, like the drugs, that would have his career would have ended.
No, drugs are weird, man.
I mean, you just gotta work around like your age, around like what you do. Like I know Bob Dylan, like he started this never-ending tour, which basically he would tour every single like year.
Oh wow!
And like it only ended because of COVID.
Wow!
But, like throughout that, he started losing his voice, so he started talking like he used to sing super high pitched, like wang, right? And now he sings like I'm Bob Dylan. Like,
wow!
But he changed his music and he changed the way he performs his music because of that.
And that's a good thing to do. You should be able to adapt.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't think I want it to just end because I can't do it, you know. Because I know there's different ways of like moving around, like what your problems are. And like I guess like there's two ways to like look at the music. It's like the music because you are a thing. Like this band, like it's its presence. It has its presence. So it's like you have something you expect out of it. But if they can't do it anymore, they can like. I think that's why a lot of bands like change to like I guess more pop music.
Yeah.
Like throughout the years because they just can't do the same things.
Then there's probably more money in it too.
Simplify and more lucrative.
And that way you don't have to give up what you like to do.
Yeah.
In essence.
I mean, you're still playing guitar, you're still playing drums, you're still singing.
But I mean, you might as well be playing covers, man.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything bad with playing covers. I personally just like original stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can't help but every time I pick up a guitar, like I don't know how to play any of this. I mean, like I know a handful, but I have more fun just dicking around, you know.
I guess the middle ground would be playing covers, but like changing it into your style.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That was something that we used to do when we first started, like
different versions of stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. We did like Johnny Cash, but like heavy metal or like hardcore.
Do you have footage of that or no? I would love to listen to it.
But
my buddy has a recording of 99 red Loof balloons or whatever, but in metal. Version. That was cool.
That's funny.
I gotta do more stuff like that.
Yeah, no, like it's fun because like in a sense it's like you're still creating something, but you're just taking something and redirecting it.
Because I was really coming back then. Like different people would cover same songs, but like in their own style. Like Johnny Cash had his version, Elvis had his version. Stuff.
It was always the same guys too who were like covering the same songs, which is pretty funny. Yeah. A lot of the cool like country tunes, they're from like the 40s, the 30s, the 50s. And then you have like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson covering that stuff, but it's cooler now.
No.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Would you ever freak out like if someone covered your song and it became more popular than your version? Because that's happened quite a bit in history.
I would almost expect it, you know.
like when it comes to the Nirvana when they covered The Man Who Sold the World.
Oh,
like it outshone David Bowie.
Everybody thought that's why at the very end.
Yeah. And even David Bowie said that there in an interview where people were saying like, "Oh, you're covering Nirvana."
Wow. No way, really?
Damn. Yeah, that happened to him.
That's crazy.
If that happens to us one day, I'm gonna find whoever it was and hug them.
And then hug them.
A really tight hug.
Yeah. Get somebody off the royalties.
Yeah, like it would feel like a little bit like, hey, man, what the fuck? But, I mean, it is flattering, you know, in its own way. Like,
it's like they say the best form of flattery is
imitation.
Imitation.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah, if somebody liked us enough to cover our song, I mean,
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
We made it.
Yeah, then we made, that's how you know we made it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the band that Coach actually joked around about that.
From
They mentioned like, what if one of them separated from the band, they made a new band, they called it the Vulture, and all they did was just cover their songs but make it better.
Nice.
That's
The
pretty
Vulture.
funny.
That's
yeah,
cool.
we could call it like La La. And then just
Or copy the opposite, Hasa.
Hasa.
Hey.
Hahas.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. That would be funny. And then it's literally just us still, like the same band, just covering the songs under a different name.
Why not? More names, the better.
We should just like, oh, that could totally be a thing where we're like mirroring, but it's
Or
still
like,
us.
yeah.
like our
Yeah.
evil versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bizarro version.
The Bizarro world.
Huh.
And like we all switch instruments.
Yeah.
And we get like a gig in the same night and it's like Saha and Aha.
That's always been my dream, not gonna lie. I have like, because I mean, most of the friends I have with are multi-instrumentalists too, so it's like, I always wanted it to be where like we open up as a band and then like we all just switch instruments and it's the second band, like, you know,
Yeah,
we just keep going like that and
that would be really cool. We did
super fun.
That'd be fun. That'd be freaking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we play every song in reverse. Like, wow.
Jesus Christ.
No.
now it's getting too crazy.
Everybody's like tripping over.
And that can help things keep fresh too, because I think at a certain point, certain people get like tired of playing their songs over and over again.
Oh,
For sure. Or like you were saying too, like even just getting tired playing it the same way, so you just play a little different.
Yeah, like we played one song for the last 3 gigs, and it's a cool song. Like it's fun, but
It's not
like,
that cool.
yeah, it's just like come
It
on.
is that cool.
No, like whenever I'll I'll be playing guitar and I'll bust out like riffs from like older songs that I have, but then like I remake the song in a different way, you know, like I go
Yeah.
somewhere else instead, or
It's like you've
Um,
changed, you know.
yeah, you
It's
know.
like a older version of you that
It's just so hard for me to set like that's my biggest shortcoming. It's like I can't settle on like the riffs. Like I'm always just wanting to play it differently every time I play, you know. It's like something new will come to my mind, even though I'm telling myself no, just play it, things, you know.
the same way. Yeah.
But it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's ADHD, who knows. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I really don't think we've played our songs the same every time.
Yeah, I know, they're always
We kind of forget them.
True.
they evolve too, you know.
Yeah.
Like the good bits we remember and bring them to the table, and then we branch off in a different territory. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you, by the way, because on your Instagram it's the Saha and then Siha. What is that? last part
Yeah,
mean?
what's that?
Yeah, so that's
Saha was just I was just messing with the tongue of it, like Saha, Siha, Al Siha, because I did kind of find like different like meanings to Saha, because you said it was something about like
the power of music.
Mhm.
I found that it was like something about traveling merchants and like how like, and it's also about like love, you know. So there's like different like ways to say it and different like words to combine it with. Because I don't know the language, so it could probably mean like something like.
I was wondering what language was this? Sanskrit? What
I
the
think it's
Sanskrit,
it's
yeah.
part
Yeah?
of Hindu religion. Yeah.
Interesting.
I heard like everything shows up like on Google Translate.
Yeah,
Fart, poop.
it could be.
It could be literally anything. That's pretty funny.
Like actually, like I didn't even like think about the different language. I was just thinking about like as a word by itself.
Mhm.
I think it just really fit like what we
Just
wanted
how
to
it rolls off the tongue.
yeah.
The other thing I found was on something on Turkish. It says field shooting.
Field shooting.
Damn. Pretty hardcore.
Wait,
man.
what happens if you just put
like a metal.
Saha?
Let me
Or
see
like
what shows
just
it.
Saha?
Alright,
Is it
you
just
say.
field?
It didn't say anything. It just finds it uses English detected.
Damn.
Yeah.
What?
Now we
That's
look
crazy.
goofy.
Because I remember when John told me the name, he's like, "Oh, I finally decided on the name." I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" And they're like, "Saha." And I'm like, "What the hell is that? What is it? Does it stand for something? Is it an acronym?" He's like, "No." I'm like, it's just like a word. And
Bro,
like,
that's
you just-
funny.
It's funny.
so I thought it was just a nonsense, like, you know,
In a sense, yeah.
Dada
it's
thing.
nonsense.
Field shooting.
Sounds kind of fun though.
We're all just in a field.
That should be like from a album cover.
Yeah.
With guitars.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part I started having fun with it too. Is now because I mean I've done the music's part forever, but like thinking of the visuals now, how it's presented, not just during a show too, but videos or
your marketing, your image. What do you guys plan to do that? Like, what is like your vision for like how the aesthetics are for the band?
The thing I always think of about Saha is like this legendary epic like shit that goes along with it. So I mean, I expect it to go far.
I kind of just think that it's like four letters, 4 people, 4 pieces of each other. It's kind of like just a mesh of
emotions.
Of everything that you felt.
We're going to be a super dark, hardcore band.
Hopefully. I like the dark music. That's why I'm
and then one day we're going to be super Christian. Like that.
Do a giant flip.
We'll see about that.
Saha will just change through time, and it's gonna be up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. Left, right.
Yeah, all around.
It's gonna try to go through every direction it can.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The more directions we can put it in, the better.
Yeah.
Right?
It's fun exercises, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
and some people have done that. Like, I can't remember the guy's name, but there was some guy from either from Edinburgh or McAllen. He used to do a lot of punk music, and then he starts like switching over to country music, and he just became like really popular doing country music. And he was like, "Man, like if I would have known that country music was gonna make me like famous, I should have done that since the beginning."
Country music's really cool. Like when we were in a country band, I fucking loved our first like our show with Summerfield. We played a country song just because it's so. I feel like it's really energetic.
Do you remember the song or no?
Huh?
Do you remember the name of the song?
Truck Driving Man.
Truck Driving Man.
By the New Riders of the Purple Sage. Yeah, that's a country band.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, sounds like a psychedelic band.
Yeah, like they're kind of like the Grateful Dead more, but like that kind of country is really cool. Like Waylon Jennings, the Grateful Dead, not like the Blake Shelton type of stuff.
It's just hard for me to get into it. I still haven't.
I do like some of George Strait and like Dwight Yoakam, and then they're kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
No, yeah, I think some country music is good. Like for me, it's more like if it tells a story, then I'll like it. Like the old country. Like I'm a big fan of what's his name? Can't remember right now. I'm sure it's Kenny. I think it's Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
Rogers. Coward of the County, the Gambler, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Even though some songs are very depressing.
Well, that's what it's there for.
Yeah,
music to
like El Paso. Have you heard that song, El Paso?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember that one.
That song's really. It's a good story. It's like the most crazy love story.
What happened to him?
He basically goes to El Paso and he meets a girl at a bar.
Yeah.
And he's like in love with her and she's in love with him. But then another cowboy comes in, like a rival cowboy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he runs him out of the town. He's like, "This is my chick. Like, you're gonna get out of here." And they kind of like run him out of. I think they have a fight, and he loses and he runs out. And he goes to like Wyoming or something, or he goes somewhere out, New Mexico, and he gets tired because he's like, "I love her. I want to see her. I want to see her." And he goes back, riding back into El Paso, but the other cowboy gang just starts shooting him.
Oh my God.
And like, it's so sad because he's like, I feel a burning in my chest from the bullet, but he keeps on pushing on because he wants to see the girl.
Aww.
And at the end, he gets there, but he dies, and that he says the last thing he feels is the woman holding him, and he dies. That's sad.
It's kind of a victory.
Yeah, like
I mean, for who?
He got held by her, right?
Yeah, I mean, he did it out of love, and if you die in the name of love,
then it's all good in the hood.
It's all cool, man.
Nah, I'd rather live. You can keep her.
I'm not gonna die on this hill.
Yeah.
She'll get over him, probably.
Yeah.
She'll get over him.
Yeah, like
She's been traumatized.
Yeah. Who knows?
yeah. No, but yeah, that's what also like I was gonna talk about. Like when I first saw your music, whatever. Like I like that you guys put in music, or I mean, sorry, you put in a story to it because I think that's something that's been kind of like missing for a while. Where yes, there's artists who like put on stories in their music, but like sometimes it's just to vibe to or just to dance to, not really to listen to a story.
Yeah.
I mean, we liked the idea of a story because it was really interesting and it brought a lot more creative process to it. Like, again, we weren't doing things traditionally anymore. We were doing it in the mindset of like each song is a part of the story. And we liked that we did it continuously. Like there was no breaks in between. We really liked that because it felt like a whole story, like a whole campaign.
Performance piece, you know,
Yeah,
like
and
theater.
It kind of did feel like a theater act.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
How did you guys come up with all that story?
Yeah, like just with the bigger picture, like with Zagreus being the bad guy. That, I mean, he's doing the same thing as the good guy. They're both just trying to get the same thing done. But this in between there, that big picture is when we started coming up with like the hero and the curse, and they were born together, and then Zagreus comes back, but a new hero was reborn without the curse, and stuff like that. And then at the end, we thought like it would be cool, like last second, because we had it to where Zagreus was gonna lose.
Yeah.
And last second, like I thought it was a cool idea if we let the dice.
Yeah, I saw that.
It felt more like
just fun.
Yeah, and like that way we made up like a whole ending based on the dice.
Like people either rooted for Zagreus,
or hero. So it was cool because like when we were rolling the dice,
everybody was watching like what's going on.
Yeah, and like they're like the hero, Zagreus. It was cool.
Yeah. And that's awesome because that whole thing kind of like focuses the lyrics or the vocals, you know, because whenever we're just jamming out, it's also like hard to hear you guys, but it's like, I'm guessing you have to like settle on what the song is about or what you're singing. So that's like a cool, fun like avenue to take it.
Yeah, it felt fun.
Focus.
Because it felt more like we were like real musicians. Like there was no headbutting, like headbutting. Like, well, can you play this? And it's like, well, I'm gonna play what I want to play. It's like we were both just so centered in the story that it was like whatever idea we had, we do it together, and it worked out.
And how did you come up with that name for the villain?
Zagreus?
Yeah, how did you come up with that?
It sounded menacing. I was thinking of a lot of names like Zulfur or like Zandu or
the
like,
Z.
A lot of Z's involved.
Like I just thought of either X or Z because that sounds badass.
Zerg.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Zerg and Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie yet. Have you seen it?
No, it's already available on Disney Plus, and I still haven't watched it.
It's pretty good.
It's good?
Pretty good, yeah. I really like the story of it, and the visuals are like spectacular.
Is it true that Buzz Lightyear, the movie, is the movie that Andy saw?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it says it right in the beginning, like
That's
it's just
so
a black,
cool.
and this is the movie that Andy saw.
Really? That's how
That's how you tell it.
Like that's badass. That's what I was hoping they would do, you know, like this is gonna be the movie Andy saw. That's cool.
Yeah. People were arguing about that. Like, so the show that would existed before?
Oh, yeah. With like an alien.
The cartoon?
The cartoon one, yeah. That was supposed to be the origins, but now this is the origins, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to be arguing
It's
about
Disney,
it.
bro. Who cares? Like, as long as you can buy a Buzz Lightyear, who cares?
Yeah, before you get too old to realize what they're doing. Like, oh, this is new.
Before you get too old and the only thing that can distract you is politics.
Oh, man. Fuck that. That's also why I actually did get into music, because I did want to get into politics. So when I was younger, like, I wanted to run for city council and stuff, you know, just seeing there's problems, I want to fix them, whatever.
Yeah.
You know? But after seeing how the system's kind of like pretty much rigged and, you know, people are paid off and you don't really have that big of a chance of changing the system within it that way. So I thought the best thing to do is trying to change through the art, culture, whatever, you know what I mean? Changing people's minds and things like this too, podcasts, talking, conversations, anything that can help us, you know, see new ways of able to express ourselves or push forward, you know, because monkey see, monkey do. Like, if you don't see somebody else doing a thing, like, you don't even realize that it's possible in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, most people are just kind of like, well, this is life. This is what it is. This is what you got to do. You got to go to work, go vote, go fucking
Go
get a
for it.
house, get kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Those stereotypes that are
Yeah,
of
it's
being
like-
adults.
like I remember in high school, like they were gearing us up to go to college or whatever, and like one of my friends was like, "Man, I don't know about going this and that." I told him like, you don't have to go, and he just looks at me like, "What? Like, can you say that again?" He's like, "Nobody's ever said that." I'm like, "You don't have to go to college, like, you
Yeah,
don't
but
have
it doesn't
to."
get forced upon everybody. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like you can just try your own thing, and there's no one way to live this life.
I think things are going to flip from now on because the fact that everybody's getting a college degree now is going to lower down the value because everybody's getting one. So now I think it's going to become more popular as the trades, becoming a plumber,
Oh,
a welder, woodworks.
Electrician.
And that's something about the world, like the human world,
Mhm.
Earth and stuff. Like, it's a bunch of cycles, everything
Alright.
cycles back and forth.
Where did that come from?
Well,
Sorry.
because like it's true. Like it was
No,
like
go for it.
the first thing was like trades.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of trades did you have to offer, and then it became like what kind of
More
education
academic.
you
Yeah,
have
more
to
academic
offer.
stuff.
Yeah.
And now that everybody's so educated, even without college, so many people are educated.
The internet.
It's going to become about trades again. Like, how many people
Just
do you know?
Yeah.
Like, could be a mechanic, or how many people do you know could be like a shoe horser,
Or even,
farmer,
or even,
a
even basic
farmer.
stuff like knitting your clothes, like fixing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's how it's like funny because it's just like that.
It should be a continuous cycle.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got caught up in all of this heady, academic type of stuff, but like losing touch kind of with the more practical, earthy type of endeavors.
of course. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like it's the same thing with like freak, who knows, like a shoe. Like the design of a shoe will be so simple, become so complicated, then become simple again, and become it's like stuff like that. But it's interesting, because it brings a different thing every cycle or something.
Yeah, different iteration.
Oh, you were saying cycle.
Oh,
I was thinking a crazy person.
Psycho.
Oh,
That's why I started laughing.
No, cycle.
Why does that come- That's why I started laughing. Like, why did this bring up? Like, I bring up cycles, but now I get you.
So I was researching serial killers.
No,
Really resonated
cycle.
with this
Yeah,
guy.
I get you. That was my bad.
No, it's okay.
Just a big fan of psychos in general.
Yeah, no, cycle.
Yeah, that's my bad.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, there's this song by George Harrison where he says everything goes round and round in circles. Like, you lose friends, you gain friends.
Yeah.
You lose something, you gain something. Or it's even with, like, maybe personal problems. Like, it's the same problem that everybody has, and we're all trying to get over the cycle or something. I think that's like a Hindu thing. Like,
Of course.
once you get over the cycle, a new cycle starts until like you reach heaven. And
Well,
stuff
it's like the whole thing about Buddha is like he tries to get out of the cycle of just infinite, rebirths and reincarnation. I mean, and like so, like I guess that's how you meditate. And you like just nope out of this whole existence, and that's how you break out of it. Otherwise, you're always gonna be stuck here dealing with karma and whatever. But
yeah, it's
one type of ascension, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theories that people have, but that one, like, I don't know. Like the thing that George Harrison would say about Hinduism was that he felt like it was the one religion that had proof of like of whatever they were talking about, because like he would say in meditation, like you literally do lose conscious. He would say meditation is basically learning how to die, because you would lose a feeling of your body. You would just become like one with space. And he would say like it's just like practicing death. And I think it's a practice in Indian culture too, that when they're about to die, they start to meditate. And they meditate.
What else can you do, right?
Yeah, the fun you wrote. I would rather be praying.
Yeah.
Well,
And prayer is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like a source of meditation.
Too. It's like guided meditation,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
No, yeah, I agree with that because
I think meditation, more is like practice or discipline and focus and awareness and concentration. So it's like you can be aware of your body, but without like having,
Distraction.
too many
Distractions.
thoughts. Because I mean, you're still going to have the thoughts, but instead of like hanging on to each one that comes, like
you
you're
just get
able to-
focused.
Yeah.
You let it go, yeah.
So I think it's a good thing, but It's hard to just like sit there for like, I mean, I could do it. I've done it before, you know, sitting like 15 minutes, like 30 minutes, whatever. But it's just like, I find different things are meditative in general, you know, like even this whole process of doing, you know, it's a type of meditation too. Like, I don't know. You don't have to like dedicate like, you know, 15, 30 minutes sitting in lotus position and all that to achieve that sort of peace of mind that, you know, that does help out.
Yeah, I think in general, because like you think about it, like if we use our senses like to its full capacity, we would go crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of information. Like just like, let's say you're in a city and you're seeing a bunch of cars pass by.
Oh, yeah.
If you pay attention to every single detail, you'll go crazy.
All billboards and ads, like everything.
You just like block things out.
Yeah, I mean,
You have to.
That's the human experience. I
Like,
guess.
I had a friend who would do like that throat chanting, that Mongolian, while he was meditating, and he said he did that for a little bit, and he had to stop because, like, he said life was getting too like hyper HD or something. Like he was just noticing too many like little details and like the walls and areas. Like, all right, I gotta stop. He was just freaking out, you know. So, well, maybe we're not meant to evolve that quickly.
No, I mean,
Take it slow.
yeah, it's like they said. Well, there's a saying, I guess, where like we all have a lesson to learn here. We all have something to experience here, and I guess life itself is the experience, the highs and the lows, and
Of course.
Yeah.
and who knows, man. After this, you go home
To Valhalla.
to Valhalla. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta love it just because it's an experience. You got to.
It's like Stockholm syndrome, bro. No, where you fall in love with your captors or like we're captors.
This guy.
But no, it's definitely interesting for sure. Like, I definitely like being alive and seeing what the hell's gonna happen tomorrow.
Right.
On top of all the other stuff I want to do, and making stuff, hanging out, chilling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just want to see
Pretty
it through to the end.
Yeah,
Here.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like you do want to see it to the end, right?
Yeah.
I used to not think that way. I used to be an emo. Fucking, life's not worth living, man.
What made you change that? Like that emo phase where like, you know what, life is actually worth living.
Marijuana and mushrooms. I gotta be honest. I was pretty nihilistic before I started doing drugs, I guess. But the marijuana helped me just loosen up and just fucking chill the fuck out for, you know, for a bit. And then mushrooms helped me like realize like, oh, I don't know anything. Like all these things that I'm labels and the ways I'm thinking about the world, like that's just what I'm thinking here. It doesn't mean it's true or like I don't know, it's just a weight off my shoulders that like I don't have to know everything all the time. Like it's okay to admit like I don't know. Like, and it's okay to be in that state. So I was able to let go, I guess, of a lot of stuff that was holding me back. I don't know.
What about you guys? You guys are also doing mushrooms?
No.
No, but have you guys actually gone through that too as well, where like you were going through like this kind of like a funk where you weren't too sure, like you weren't too happy or whatever, but then you got out of it?
That happens a lot, I guess. Well, not a lot, right?
Yeah, but sometimes people
That
are like a
happened to
bigger
you
stage.
recently,
Yeah.
right?
Recently, yeah, that
When you
happened
smoked.
to me. I like
That one
I
time
had a whole paranoia thing. Like,
for days after just
I had to-
existential crisis.
yeah, I had to. I guess I don't know. If it's that life takes control again, or you just snap out of it, or what. But I guess if you stay, I mean, I like to believe that with time, all things must pass. So, and that's like a lesson that's really true, you know, like you think about something today and you forget about it tomorrow.
Like for better or worse, everything's temporary.
Yeah.
All the goods and all the
bad.
all the bads.
Yeah. So it's like, it's relieving to have that at times, just to remember that.
Yeah.
But, you know, even before that, you get caught up with like the little things in life in high school, like, oh, my crush. Or,
Oh yeah,
oh, I didn't do my schoolwork.
I remember those days. I don't miss them.
I couldn't find a thing. But there was something on that topic where I can't even remember, I'm going to screw it up. But basically, I think a king told a poet to like write him a story that's happy and sad at the same time.
Oh.
And it was basically that topic where no matter what, like, whether you're happy or sad, like it's always going to keep changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah, that's it.
there's kind of a comfort in that, you know. If you're going through a bad time, you just know that it's going to change. If you're
Yeah.
going through a good time, you know, like there's more good times to come either way.
And you appreciate it while it lasts too.
And appreciate it.
It's not gonna be forever.
What matters is that you don't stop yourself from doing what you believe you can do. It's never gonna like be like this forever.
Yeah.
I think like we were all like born with like fear like in our heads. Like fear is like something that's we can't really control. It's like something that everyone struggles with. And the thing is that you gotta put that fear out there. You gotta show it. You gotta look at it in the eyes, and you gotta like tear it apart. Then like you can let it take control of you, and like eventually things will change for the better.
Yeah.
But eventually, you know, right now you're in a bad spot, but you will move on. You will move on with like what you need.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, they say that we're God's lost sheep, and you know, a lost sheep is scared, and God helps a lot of people to fight that fear, because like. I mean, the love of God is like a love of wanting you to be safe. Like, He wants you to feel love. He wants you to feel all these good things. And it's like, I used to listen to this guy on YouTube named John Butler that he talks about stuff like that. And he would say stuff like we're all just here wanting to go home, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but eventually you learn to enjoy life, and once you know that like you get to go home, or like you stay with that idea, you just enjoy what's in front of you, you know. I mean, in a sense it's a gift, like, you know, it's, you don't get to experience change anywhere else, you know. And in heaven it's eternal. It's like, you know, it's a gift, you know. It's a gift. And who knows, maybe reincarnation is real, maybe the
Scientologists are right.
It's like in South Park, the correct religion was the Mormons. Like, the Mormons.
Yeah, you never know. See, that's the thing. And
that's what's fun about it. I think if we all knew it, just things would get kind of boring, I think.
Yeah, like if we all knew what was gonna happen, it was just like, well, we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Watching a movie that you've already
seen. Yeah. That was another thing. Like Alan Watts, he had this idea, or like he would say that you're basically just, we're all just playing our parts, you know. We're souls in a body, and we're experiencing life through a human perspective, and we're all just playing our parts. And at the end of this, it's like an actor leaving the show, you know. Like you just like, well, my part's over. And
I was gonna say there's this biologist guy, Bruce Lipton, who said that we're kind of like a television set or something that's picking up this consciousness. Is like a signal from like the TV station, so to speak. So what happens when our body or the TV breaks, you know, dies? It's like, does the soul die? Conscious? No, it's still there in the air. It's just that these things are just like these drones or robots with antennas that pick this shit up.
It's like it's like, you can say it in different ways, in different methods. It's the same thing as saying, like, if you have a loved one that passed away and you can still feel their presence, it's kind of like that, you know. It's like George Harrison again, right? He said, like,
just the right
he said, there was never a point in time where you didn't exist, and there's never a point in time where you will cease to exist. And energy doesn't die, you know. Energy doesn't disband or go away. And it's like that's true, you know. I mean, eventually we all end up back to where we were from, and we got to experience this, and maybe you get to choose if you come back or not, or whatever.
Yeah, like we had the choice. I wonder if I can hold it off.
I asked
if you guys were given that choice, because people have talked about like uploading your consciousness to a computer. Would you guys want to do that or not?
No, I would like to have it natural, you know.
Like, I just wonder the implications of that. Because is it like, are they just copying your memories and then making a robot with your personality? But is there a way to actually, like, get oh, like maybe I would be a brain in a fucking vat attached to a robot. Maybe that makes sense. That it's still me.
Yeah.
But if it's just like download, like I don't know if it translates.
Just like like basically like you're copying a file from one computer to another.
Yeah.
It's still the same thing, but
it's like making a clone of me. It's still not me. Like I'm not experiencing that, am I? Or
yeah, that's the question I always wanted to.
What if you do? It's weird, man, because like one of the things that nobody can understand is consciousness. You know, where it comes from or what it is. And there's stories about people who, like, they focus their consciousness to like heal cancer and stuff like that.
Reiki stuff.
And I like to believe, and I don't know about anybody else here, but I like to believe that there's no way that God doesn't exist, you know? like there's just so many incredible things for one. And like just love itself is such a comfortable, peaceful thing. And who knows, right? I mean, who knows? Like they say you're just the human body, the human mind right now, and when you die you just become what you were before. And I mean, you're not really a Jose, or you're not really Luis. It's just like the part that we play or whatever. And then we just go back to my girlfriend. She has she had a stepdad, and he was like religious and stuff like that, but he wasn't like Christian or Catholic or anything. He was just spiritual, I guess. And he believed that we're all souls, and it's like we're all in a lesson, and at the end of this life you're in heaven, and you just kind of like, the way he said it was like, you just kind of take the VR goggles and you're like,
oh my God, the whole life is a simulation.
Yeah. Well, it's not a popular theory nowadays.
Not a simulation, but more just like an experience.
But it honestly could be, if you think about it, because if we're that first and foremost, and then we choose to get into this life, you'd not arguably say this is the simulation.
Well, the way he said it was that God, in the Bible, it says God has many kingdoms in heaven.
Many simulations.
And that's what he said. Like,
makes sense.
Like, because I asked him the question, I was like, if you're in heaven and everything's just always good, don't you get bored? And then he looked at me and he laughed and he said, why do you think you're here? And what he meant by that, what he elaborated on that was like you got bored and you chose to enter one of the kingdoms, and you're going to go back learning something new or appreciating over there a little bit more. And you go back and you're like, you can look back onto what you did here. And he said he had an idea that you could like leave a piece of consciousness here, like a guardian angel type of thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he had those ideas like that. And that the many kingdoms are just many different lives that you can experience. Like,
that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, like after this, whenever I'm back to whoever I was before, I'll walk over and I'll become a freaking alien or something in a different life, or I'll become a freaking like Transformer. I'll be Optimus Prime, like Autobots, or who knows?
Yeah,
could be fun.
Yeah, but.
No, go on.
No, sorry. No, I was just going to say, but like, yeah, like, I mean, you and I and all of us we're really just souls,
one,
experiencing things. And yeah, I mean, like, we're all connected to the same source in a way.
Or like other people say, it is like we're all the exact same soul in everybody too. Like, or like the one electron theory. Have you heard? It's like electrons can move apparently in like time. So it's like, you could say that all the electrons in the universe are actually just one that's just moving, everywhere. So it could be the same thing, that we're all God, but
like there was that thing that people would say where everybody's just a reflection of yourself. And like maybe that's true. There's another theory saying that we're just the universe experiencing itself.
Oh,
subjectively.
And then we just go back and like become what we were before. So who knows?
On the topic of that, what would be like the one piece of advice you would want to give people, or maybe even yourself, if you're like talking to your younger self?
Talk to your younger self here. What do you say?
Like, what kind of advice would you wish people knew, or like from what your experiences?
Things change. It's never going to be really bad. It's never going to be really good, but that's the fun of it all, and you just get to have fun with it. That's what I would say, I guess. And also, like, I love you. Yeah.
What about you?
You'll never know the whole picture of everything. It's okay. Because you could still, like, find out what you need to find out to get things done, you know, but you have to accept things that are out of your control. Don't wallow too much on stuff that's unchangeable, you know. Like, I used to, like be super depressed thinking about like death or whatever, you know, because I mean, I didn't, you know, believe in the heaven stuff, so I just thought like, that's it, like, damn, and like it keep me up at night, you know. But eventually it's like, well, I mean, everybody else who came before me did it, like, what, I'm gonna be excluded from, I'm special, like the one guy who cheats death, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like learning to accept that and come to terms with it, like, all right, we're all on the same boat with this, and you know, we can work within those limitations.
And you?
To the past me, right? Don't lose yourself in the unnecessary, and just know that, you know, it all gets better, and don't let that fear like creep into your head. There's a lot to life, and you're so young. You're such a young little boy.
Such a baby, you don't even know.
Why are you crying? Yeah, that, like, you know, things change.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know the whole picture, so why don't you just enjoy it one step at a time?
I like that. So the last question I usually ask my guest is, what was your favorite part of the podcast?
Oh,
Man, the whole thing.
I think, to be honest,
the setting
prep,
up.
like when we were just talking to each other.
That's true. We were just shooting the shit.
Yeah, like it was really cool. Like you're someone that's easy to like get along with, someone to talk
Appreciate
to.
it.
So I think that was my favorite part. Definitely just getting to know you. It would be cool if one day somebody interviews you instead.
And all
If
right.
anybody wants to do that, sure.
Like that's interesting.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Interviewee become interviewer.
My favorite part was the lights. Like
Oh yeah, they're right there
yeah.
staring at us.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds, I have to like look at them.
Like a moth to the flames.
Some people do get like kind of freak out because the camera's right there, and people are like, "Do I look at that?" I'm like, "No, just talk with."
Yeah, just chill out.
Yeah. I feel like it's like somewhere to focus, like center of attention.
It's like
Guide you.
cool. It's like pretty cool. It's like a
Yeah.
nice setup.
Yeah, very.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, super professional.
Yeah, so I
Tell
guess
you know what you're doing.
Kind of. It took a lot of mistakes.
No, yeah,
No,
for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
No, but you're super cool. Like honestly, the setup was probably my favorite. Well, this was really fun too,
Because
right?
you guys were sitting down.
Like getting to talk out loud and stuff. But,
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like getting to know each other was really cool too.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's great knowing you guys.
Thank you.
The fact that the conversation got so deep too.
oh
Yeah. Has that ever happened with like another band?
It happens a lot. Because people think like maybe my podcast is just solely focused on music, but no, it could be about anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you've had like conversations like that with other people?
I had conversations where like in one of them, one guy started like breaking down.
Oh damn! Wow,
and it just got
why?
deep. I don't
Just
know.
'cause,
Like he just started talking about his life, and it just got deep.
That's crazy.
That happened.
That's
yeah.
really important. There's like a lot of things that many artists want to say, but they can't. So
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
they make art for it.
And it doesn't even have to be music. It could just be someone hearing you out.
Yeah, that's the nice
totally.
I guess we all need that at some point, right?
Oh yeah.
Because these kind of conversations aren't like typical, like having an hour, 2 hour talk conversation
Oh,
with
yeah.
people.
No.
It's rare.
Yeah, you have a coworker, maybe you talk like 5 minutes or something. It's always something about some bullshit. Like, oh, latest
Yeah.
meme or movie.
Yeah,
that
did you
came
see
out.
like did you see those customers?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
I've always like valued or cherished like conversations, you know, because it's the only way we actually know what the hell, you know, we're thinking.
Yeah.
You can't really get that through texts and, you know,
it's
social media. It's all really messed up. This is the only thing kind of like missing, I think, for most people is just that human interaction, you know.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like, like we're pretty much going through the same exact struggle.
Yeah.
Yep.
and it helps not feeling alone.
And
Oh,
it
big
does
time,
help
for
to not
sure.
feel alone.
That connection.
It's like when Richard said, like, we're all on the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, I mean,
We're all in this together.
Mhm.
and you just gotta trust that, like,
It's gonna be alright.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, why not? You know, if love exists, why can't it be forever?
Yeah, like I remember tripping.
Is that a new song or something?
I know, right? Lyrics right there.
Nah, but who knows? I mean, in this world, it's all about the duality and balance of everything.
Whatever Libra over here.
But like, you know, I mean, at some point, you have to go through the lowest lows to find out what the highest highs can be.
Your propensity for good is as much as your propensity for evil. Like you don't know what kind of bad shit is out there, then you're probably gonna end up being like spoiled or something. You know, so you have to know some of the gritty shit out there to make you appreciate life a bit more.
Yeah, and it's like all part of the process, you know. I guess that's something we all kind of forget when we're in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Is that like in reality everything is just like a little blip in the whole lifetime, and
It's no biggie.
yeah. It's not a big deal.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.